Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. How is everyone today? Hope you're well. I'm here at the Etihad for the big derby day. So it should be interesting. It's going to be like all derbies are. It's going to be just, it's going to be one of those games whereby, yeah, we saw it last season. We were playing so well last season. We thought we might have lifted the trophy at the Etihad, and United went after 2-0 at half time. United went and beat us 3-2. Hi, Brad Niblock, nice and early. Hi, Alex, how are you? Tim Daniels, hi, Andy. 3-0 City maximum. Abdallah, wow, 3-0. Can we actually, if I'm being honest, can we really keep a clean sheet today the way that we're playing? Even though we absolutely dominated against Burnley, we gave a goal away. So I can't see us keeping a clean sheet, if I'm being honest. I did that. Don't forget, if you've not seen it, go over and check out the video I did with Nuruddin. Nuruddin is he contributes to the fan cams and done stuff with the United stand. So go over and have a look at the video. Really good derby day preview with him. So I want to say a massive thank you for him for doing that. Yeah, the derby preview was a great watch. Yeah, thank you, mate. It was a really good. It was done pretty much. Normally with the preview stuff we do with opposition fan channels, like most do, it's a little bit prepared because we ask questions of each other. Sometimes we're not live, so you send them some questions, they answer them, and they send us questions, and then we edit it together and things like that. But this one was literally, I got back from the funeral last night, and he got home early. So I said, right, do you want to do it? And we literally had about a minute talking to each other before we pressed record on the Skype call, and it was just off the cuff, and it was really good. What a lovely guy, really nice guy, intelligent guy. Bit of banter, bit of humour in there. So it was really nice, and it was good to do something that was off the cuff rather than pre-prepared. It's not, per se, it's not always pre-prepared because there are other questions that come in there. But to do a live one where you don't know what they're going to ask, and you don't know what you're going to ask them, so I thought it was great. Abdallah, they are average. Who cares? The league is already gone by Liverpool. It's better wait for 90 minutes then talk. Well, it's not gone yet. There's a long way to go. There's 6 months to go. 5.5 months to go before the league is over. So we've just heard, just driving here to the Etihad, just heard Everton beat Chelsea 3-1. Now, would anyone envisage Everton beating Chelsea 3-1? By all accounts, with a better team. So anything can happen. We could get beat by United. I don't buy anything in. Wait until the end of January, beginning of February, when all the cup competitions come in. Injuries over the winter period tend to take their toll. Then we'll hopefully have Laporte back and Leroy Sané back by the end of January, ready for the next phase of the Champions League and the Premier League and the cup competitions and everything else. Liverpool, don't get me wrong, Liverpool have been exceptionally done exceptionally well this season and last season. Let's face it. I mean, at home in particular, they're dominant. I mean, they've rarely put a foot wrong. I think one loss in 50 odd games. Eric Groves, Foden today, can't see it. Form goes out the window today. Come on, you blue boys, how many beats? It does. It's one of those like last season. I said, and I spoke to Nuruddin in that pre-match video going, we expected to come here last season and lift the trophy basically, or announce the fact that we were Premier League champions in front of the United fans. And we were 2-0 up at half time. 2-0 up at half time. You're thinking this is a walk in the park. I'll answer that question in a second. And then Pogba steps up with those 2 goals and walking out of that South Stand, walking down going, just typical City. She's still there. She's still there, which is, I love that fact that it's always there in the background, certainly for old school fans. It's always there. It's still just there, regardless. And today will be the same. It'll be one of those that, we haven't been at our brilliant best this season. United have been average, but they're still there or thereabouts. And it's Derby Day. It's one of those days that anything can happen. Absolutely, we could not turn up after having a wonderful game. So can't wait to see the banners. Man City are good, but this season it seems they have gone backwards. Well, we haven't got backwards. I mean, there's only one. Listen, mate, there's only one way when you've just got 198 points in 2 seasons. There's only one way to go after that, and that's backwards. Or I mean, to get another 98 points or 100 points or even beat 100 points is virtually impossible. So there's only one way, and that's backward. There's still a long way to go. Left back selection, yeah, I think it's going to be important today. I've gone for Mendy. I said that in my preview. Even though Zinchenko has been back training, I'd be surprised if you threw him into a game of this magnitude. On to where I'm sitting. No, I'm not actually today. I did have a ticket for the South Stand where I normally go up in 314, but I decided for today I wanted something different, and I'm actually to the right of the dugout. And I'm right on the front row, so hopefully I'll be on TV. You might see me on the game. Just look out for my black bobble hat and my jacket. But yeah, I'm just to the right of the dugout on the front row. So God, it's been years since I've sat that close to the game. Can't remember the last time. I think I've been in the North Stand when I've took my wife and my kids behind the Champions League game, if I remember rightly. No, it wasn't. It was the Liverpool Champions League game, the second leg last year. I was right at the front row in the North Stand, family stand, sorry. Yeah, cameraman in our way and everything else. So it was a nightmare. But I just thought I had the option of going back to my normal seat in the top of the South Stand, or I just thought, you know what, I want to be really close to the dugout. I want to be really close to the players when they're warming up, when they're taking throw-ins and everything. I just want to see the players really, really close up today. For some reason, I never ever do that. I never ever do that ever. But just today, for some reason, I just decided, no, I'm not. I'm going to go and sit. I'm going to go and sit right at the very front. I want to hear the likes of Solskjaer and Pep and the players, and I want to hear what they've got to say and what's going on the pitch. So I've gone for a complete. It might be crap. I might look at it and go, oh, gee, I should have just been up there with the atmosphere, but I wanted a different type of it. I've been up there, done that and everything for decades. Manchester is blue. We're going to dominate the rags, and so are we. Well, we'll wait and see today. I'll never take any derby for granted, ever. You can't do that. Because anything can happen on the day. Like I said, last season we were in unbelievable form. Let's hope we smash them, Shedders one, absolutely. Yeah, last season we were in unbelievable form. 2-0 up at half-time, thinking, God, this could be another 6-1 here. And we get beat 3-2. So, come on, Andy, says always, saying, yeah. So I'll give you, Andy, you're at the ground. Yeah, I am. I'm here, mate. I'll spin round and give you a view. There you go. There is the glorious ETIHAD. I'm here really early today, so I left early. I can see Kyle Walker bumping his head into United player. He's always in the mood for arguing. He is. So there you go. There's the Etihad. Car park's pretty empty because I'm very early today. And then I'm going to come to City matches when I'm 17. I thought you told us loads of times that you come to City matches. Hope VAR doesn't overshadow the gate. Well, yeah, I mean, let's hope so, Mark Armstrong. Can we do that? Andy, how often do you back match programs? Mate, you don't know me. I've got match programs going back decades. I'm obsessed with programs. Poison Ivy, which defender would you like to have come if we were to buy? Don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know, mate. I'm not sure. I'd need to think about it. I know there's obviously the Shrinias and everyone else, but I need to really think about it. Come on, Blues, regardless of trophies, these are the days that make us Blues. Absolutely, Scott Williams. Yeah, going back to programmes, yeah, absolutely. Every game, I'm obsessed with them. Where do you keep all that paper, mate? It's all in boxes. They're in plastic boxes, sealed up. Martin, if he goes, he gets me programmes. And if a games I can't get to, I get people to get me programmes. And I was obsessed with Martin getting one from Anfield because I couldn't get to the game the other week, even though that was actually, I think, I can't remember how much it is. Normally the City programmes are £3, which I think is fantastic. £3 is peanuts. Come on, City, let's make it, says... Hey Andy, Dominus Earth, how are you? Come on, City. Yeah, £3 at City, and I like. They've gone for a different format this time. They've moved it from the normal sort of portrait style to a landscape style, and I think it's nice to have something a bit different. Even though those I know City fans who actually have them up in bookshelves and things like that, and they don't like it because it doesn't work. Because now suddenly it's in landscape format. Hi Andy, 6-2 today. You reckon, Phil? Wow. Well, I've gone 4-2. I've gone for a high-scoring game where we'll both concede, but I think City might just get out. A long trip for United fans today. Hope they catch a train from London. Well, somebody posted on Twitter earlier that he was sat in Piccadilly and said, good to see. I'll spin back round. Good to see, and put this back on here because it's hurt my hand holding it. It's good to see the United fans have arrived nice and early at Piccadilly from Euston. But anyway, it is what it is. Of course, there's loads of mank United fans. There is. It's just the only little bit of banter we can have with them. You reckon 5-0? Somebody said there. So yeah, it's going to be one of those games. 3-1 City. You reckon Mark the Blue? Yeah, I mean, we could all sort of pick scores. I mean, who knows? I'm rubbish I'm absolutely garbage when it comes to picking a score. You think 3-1 as well? 4-1 says Dominus Earth. I'll take any of them. I'll take 3 points. I'm not bothered. If it was 1-0 City, I'll take that. It's Derby Day. It's all the gloating you get till the next game. Even though it's probably not as big as it what used to be. 2-0 for you, reckon, Alex. Not as big when it was United were dominant and we won, and it was like, oh my God, we've got bragging right. At the moment, we're expected to win, if I'm being honest, and that's a different kind of pressure. So the pressure is reversed. So if we lose, it's massive for the United fans, and for us, it's like, because let's face it, we are expected to win from where we are currently and the way we have been over the last 4 years. And if you watch the Nuradam video that I did put out on the channel last night, he was saying, actually, at the Etihad, United have got a pretty decent record. It's at Old Trafford, where City have been dominating over the last few seasons. Gary Neville with a few shake hands with Schmeichel. Yeah, I saw the video today. Did you enjoy it, Alex? Not bothered, just to win is all that matters. Of course it is. Always the same on Derby Day. If it's 1-0 City, I'll take that all day, because it's a win and 3 points. And at the moment, we're more concerned about making sure we get 3 points than anything else. But then the added bonuses, obviously, because it's Derby Day and the bragging rights at work, places and school and everything else, the way you might be as a fan, you get that bragging rights for a few weeks until it all sort of dies down. Just need those 3 points, Dominus Earth. We do, and that's all. It's all it is. All for us, where it stands right now, it is all that matters. You know, 7-8 years ago, Man City are good, not infallible. They've lost a couple of beauties. Remember Eddie? Yeah, absolutely. A few years ago, it was Mount Stomach is bits, says David O'Brien. Don't get the rags who sort of overlooked Derby because they have far blowing. No, listen, proper United fans, listen. If you speak to proper United fans, not the Twitterati, if you speak to proper United fans, it's massive. It's a massive game. The difference for us, though, is that, you know, we're more concerned about the 3 points than anything else. And I'm sure the bragging rights come along with it. It's 3 points because of where we are. You know, 7-8 years ago, it was about, well, if we got 3 points, it didn't really matter because we're not winning the league. It's about we get all the bragging rights, things like that. So, but now at the moment where we stand, currently 11 points behind Liverpool, 3 points are massive. And, I don't care how we get them. We've just got to keep on their coattails, and that is it. End of story. And if it's 1-0, it's 1-0. Points matter, they do. It's all about points. For us right now, it is every single game in the Premier League is all about points. So, yeah, I mean, I don't care if it's a crap game and we get 3 points. Fine, I'm not bothered. Just long as we keep picking up these 3 points, that's all that matters. If it's a great game and entertaining and we get 3 points, perfect, because The atmosphere will be incredible. The banter will be great afterwards. Is it me or bantering with United just better than... Oh, bantering with United fans is far better because we have a common denominator, is that we both can't stand Liverpool fans. Great choices for refereeing VAR. Controversial decision is assured. Well, yeah. Or it could go in our favour. It could go in our favour. We could have Taylor and Oliver, and they could be saying, well, we're going to be under real scrutiny now because we're going to be called this, and this if we go against it. So it might go in our favour. Gary Dineen says, I think generally as City fans, we just need to concentrate on our games and if and when Liverpool slip up. Yeah, absolutely. That's all we can do. Right, I'm going to sleep now. Can't go. It's all about us. Alex says, Scott Williams leaving the flat in circa 1.5 hours, mate. Be careful with your predictions, Cabaraka. Well, you've got to give a prediction. People are asking what score. You're going to say, oh, no, I'm not going to say. I'm going to keep it to myself. It's all about predictions. It doesn't matter if you get it wrong or you get it right, or, you know, don't make you a better person. But people ask you an opinion and you give it. So, for me, I'm going to go, like I said yesterday, high scoring, City win, 4-2. I agree. That is the biggest battle of Manchester, the most significant. 3-0 City. Have you got any track you listen to on Derby days, Andy? No. I'm not one of those. No, not really. Nothing in particular. I wasn't when I played football. I wasn't well, was I? Yeah, probably. I must admit, I always put my left shin pad and my under sock, and then my over sock and my ankle protectors left to right. But apart from that, no, nothing. Didn't make, different underpants and shirts on. Some people are just obsessed with, things like that. Music and football going on. Yeah, they do, but I was not one that on match days I come on within. Got a feeling Bournemouth will beat Scousers. Love the Umbro clothes that celebrate that duo. I'm going with two people, one typical City will get behind and then we'll come back. Andy, you're happy today, I feel it. Just wait for 90 minutes, mate. Well, I mean, yeah, you just wait for 90 minutes, mate. I'm just going to be here and enjoy the game. You read like charm, very brisk, quick. Well done. Thank you, mate. Yeah, no, I don't have any musical. There's no musical superstitions and things I listen to on match day. I just tend to always do the same thing, and I drive to the ground. I was listening to the Everton-Chelsea game there, seeing how that was going. You do a great job, Andy. Thank you, David O'Brien. Appreciate that. I really do. Your memories of players that play for both clubs, Andy? My memories of players that play for both clubs. Well, I was too young, really, for Dennis Law. 77 was my first game, so I don't remember too much about Dennis Law, if I'm being honest. Going back to Schmeichel, that was a big deal. That was a massive deal for Schmeichel to come to City, in particular. And then for the way he celebrated as well, after being such an icon at United. The Schmeichel thing was huge, absolutely huge, in my opinion. I think that was probably one of the biggest ones. Robert Wolfries, I feel like this will actually be a decent derby. Both last season, Man U were dreadful, but they've turned up in big games. Come on, City, absolutely. So, yeah, I think Schmeichel, for me, in my lifetime, Brian Kidd I saw briefly as a kid, but, I mean, the rivalry wasn't really there. After the game, Andy, are you watching the boxing match? Depends what time I get back, mate. Do United fans rate Schmeichel nowadays? Oh, he was brilliant. Law, Bob Charlton, Styles, George Best, Cohen, Wyn Davis, what header of a ball. Yeah, I mean, all of those players were probably before, well, they were before my time, really. Because like I said, 77 was my first game at Main Road as a 7-year-old. Schmeichel is an ambassador at United. Yeah, I mean, so he should be after all the years. Tevez, yeah, I mean, Tevez was... the thing is, Tevez was... I always thought Tevez was a just nutcase. You're on your way, Martin, okay. Also, we're thinking about atmosphere today. I think it would be great. I think the atmosphere would be brilliant, Robert. Tevez was just a strange person. He was a proper fiery character. I don't think he had any love for United, and I don't think he had any love for City. I think Tevez was one of those, players that... I think he had more love for West Ham than he did for City or United, if I'm being really honest. I think his City career was more to get back at United than anything else. So, yeah, a bit of a mercenary, but what a player. What an absolute... A player I would love in this team right now. I'm 63. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Tevez chasing money? Of course he was. And probably a little bit to get back at United because of the way he was treated. Hence the whole cupping of his ears to Ferguson and the whole thing with Gary Neville and everything else. But he is what it is. You know, he's Argentinian. Bloody hell, he wasn't born in Manchester, you know. Just what it is, but yeah, so yeah, the Tevez thing I don't take. It was the Schmeichel thing from the crossover between two clubs for me that I was really shocked at, because he was just adored as the the best keeper in world football and everything else. That was the big surprise for me. Balotelli was great for us. Why not? Oh, he was, yeah. As much as we say about him, he just had that swagger that he didn't care. He didn't care. Who's the biggest mank born outside the UK, mate? Who's the biggest mank? Well, it can't be a mank if he's born outside the UK. That played for us. Oh, all right, okay. You've got to say Vinny. Vinny and Zaba. You've got the likes of Nigel de Jong and us, but I mean, for me, Vinny and Zaba are the two that have taken Manchester really to the hearts. And I'm sure David Silva and Sergio has, but not to the extent of those two married Manchester-born women. So Vinny and Zaba, yeah, they're two. Lots of rumours around Jadon Sancho. No, not for me. You are so smooth, hot reading, incorporating comments into your dialogue. Very enjoyable. Thank you, mate. I'm 63. Get it. Oh, God, sorry, I missed that. Please post it. Ali Benabi, don't forget. Yeah, he was excellent, but he wasn't really a mank. Time for Chelsea to go into administration. Lautaro to come City. I hope so. He's the one player I've shouted about for a while. Sergio Aguero definitely is a City legend. Oh, he's a legend, but he's not a mank. Wright Phillips is also a legend in Man City. Yeah, I mean, of course he is. Yeah, he's a legend. But he was here for so long in his youth career as well. So he'd been at the club. I was thinking more about, and he wasn't born outside the UK. Spot on, Spencer Smart, great player. He wasn't born outside the UK though, was he? He was British. The question was about who was born outside of the UK. So I would have to say those two. Vinny has taken Manchester to his heart with the tackle for Manchester, the charity that we promote for homelessness. Not literally a man, the naturalised man can blue. Yeah, both are. I think Vinny will move back to Manchester. I really do believe that. I think at some point he'll live here, and I think Zaba possibly will as well. He lived around Didsbury, loved it. So Mancini the Mank, well, yeah. Hey Andy, it's going to be 6 again, you reckon? Wow, I don't. 4-2. I'm 63. Overgate Main Road, age 10. No money them days, absolutely. Loads of jibbing in them days, David. Vinny, Zaba, Mandy Morrison, and Rosler adopted Manx. Is Carlos Tevez a City legend? No, I'm not. I wouldn't class Tevez as a City legend. Great player for us, but not a City legend. That word is bandied around for me far too much. Do famous people sit in the Colin Bell stand? What kind of crowd sits there? Yeah, because it's all the major corporate stuff there. The Tunnel Club and everything is in the Colin Bell. So you'll get all the press boxes there. So you've got the press things. So assuming you're famous, do you reckon Sterling will be a legend? Depends. Maybe he will. No points for anyone from Everton game. Yeah, I mean, what a shock result that was, Ryan. 3-1. Wow. Great result. Cal Blundell. Oh, we're going absolutely mental right now. But it just shows you, I mean, it's no surprise. I think we're all a little bit naive when we heard, maybe I put the predictions in too early. Is Joe Hart a City legend? Yeah, you've got to class him as a City legend. Yeah, I'd go for him as just on the cusp of a legend. But when Duncan Ferguson was put in charge, you knew there was going to be a massive response this game. Whether they can continue that, who knows? But anyway, right. What time is it? It's 2:45. Only Kovacic for me, Ryan. 4-1 City. You reckon after in skills? Give me the United player you'd bring to City immediately, historically. Oh, well, immediately out of this team now. I've said it for 2 years. Give me Rashford under Pep Guardiola any day of the week. I think he'd do a wonderful job with Rashford. Historically, God, that's a tough question. You've got to... I don't know. Depends on where. I don't know. I tell you a player. I'm going to get grief for this, but I'll tell you a player who I think in this team would just, right now, ready, if at his prime in this team, would have to be Eric Cantona. I know he wouldn't work as hard as the other players, but you imagine the vision and what he'd do under Pep Guardiola. I'm not talking about players to replace what we need right now. I'm trying to think of players. Dzeko, City legend. I don't like using the word legend. I really don't, because I think that's saved for very few players, very, very few players. And I think it gets overused far too many times. And no disrespect by the younger generation. Ali Benarbia, no, not a City legend. No. But that's my opinion. Bring back Dzeko. Yeah, not for me now. He's had his time. You won't want to see Dzeko now in this team and he don't do well for 12 months and then we remember him like that. Remember him for what he did for us. I think world class is overused. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. All of those things, I always find it really difficult because there's no definition of what's the criteria to define what's a legend and what isn't, or what's world class player and what isn't. I don't buy into all those arguments because everything is subjective. One thing, Yaya legend, no, not for me. I've said it so many times. He ruined his legacy at Man City. Best was legend. George Best. Today is Ian Curtis versus Peter Hook derby. City back-to-back sides are legends. No, not for me. I mean, it's like I said, it's a personal thing. It's not for me. No, there's only a few. For me, there are very few legends. Richard Dunn, no, I wouldn't even say Richard Dunn is a legend. Great player for City, but not a legend. Andy, what is the B symbol of Manchester? It's the worker bee. It's about unity, community. It's about the way that our community pulls together and works hard to help each other out. Won't be done again, Andy. Yeah, we'll see. So, yeah, I'm not one. I'm probably the wrong person to ask about legends and world class. And because for me, if you need two things. If you're going to talk about a legend, well, you need a criteria. What is the criteria that you're mapping a player against that status? Same with world class. What is world class? I mean, without a criteria, do they have to score 300 goals? Do they have to keep 200 clean sheets? Do they have to? And until you can map it against it, otherwise, it's just everything is just subjective. It's just what you personally think, which leads to just somebody else saying, well, I disagree. And you go, well, no, because of this. And they go, yeah, no, but what about... It's pointless. It's a pointless argument for me. So it's all opinionated. It's all about opinions. Yaya would have been a legend if we didn't have all the shenanigans with his agent and everything else. And I thought he ruined the end of his career at City. And it's a shame because what a wonderful, wonderful player. Unbelievable. But a legend for me at Manchester City doesn't speak negatively about the club. Is nothing but positive about the club. You know, when you talk about Tony Buck, when you talk about Colin Bell, Mike Summerby, you talk about people like Vincent Kompany, Pablo Zabaleta, David Silva, Sergio Aguero. I think they'll go down as legends of Manchester City. You never hear a bad word. You never hear a bad word from them, their agents, or anything about Manchester City. You go back to, oh God, I mean, you can go back into the early days. They just don't talk bad about the club. And they certainly don't allow their, all right, agents have come in later years, but they don't allow their agents to talk bad about the club. And I think there were too many times that Yaya allowed his agent to talk bad. Once you could have forgiven it and he could have gone and said, you know, you should not ever speak about Manchester City like that ever again, otherwise I'll sack you. And that would have been it. But there was like 20 occasions where he, you know, the Pep's a racist and all that time. That doesn't endear themselves to fans. David Silva, definite legend. Kolarov a legend. No chance. No way. My son, my oldest lad, loves Kolarov. I don't know why. He always has had this thing over Kolarov. And we've got into so many arguments over the years about Kolarov. And yeah. Sharon Latham will tell you that he's a beautiful man and he is a legend because she loves him and fancies him. Franny Lee, yeah, Franny Lee, a legend. Yeah, without shadow of a doubt. KDB could go on to be a legend. Yeah, could easily go on to be a legend. Poison Ivy, no problem whatsoever if he stays. Jeff Lomax. Who's Jeff Lomax? Who's Jeff Lomax? Kolarov looks like he could still do a job. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, maybe. But anyway, listen, David. Yeah, we'll thank him for the goals, but yeah, I'm not. I won't put him in a legendary status. I think others will turn around and potentially say Paul Lake, David White. David White. Paul Lake was, I mean, we're talking about wonderfully gifted players. Are they legends? Probably because of their affiliation and locality to Manchester and being born here, born and bred Blues. Micah Richards. I mean, some people would turn around and say Micah Richards. But, Trotman, I mean, legendary status, yeah. Got to be Frank Lampard. Andy from Montreal, Bernardo or Mahrez. Bernardo for me, mate. The GOAT, yeah, I mean, again, those players like Dickoff and Sean Gota will probably go down in legend. In legend. Some will say they are definite legends of Man City. Fine, fair enough. I wouldn't disagree with that. I would say they would go down in Man City legend as, wonderful players for the club. Are they legends of Manchester City? You would probably have to turn around and say Paul Dickoff for that goal in '99 because it was legendary status of what happened. But I don't know. I think both of them will definitely go down in legend as City greats. KDB will get there. Rocastle, yeah, wonderful player, but yeah, he wasn't a City legend. He was a special player, special talent, but he wasn't a City legend. But anyway, like I said, we 4-2. Come on, City. That's what I'm going for. Sanjay, that's my score prediction. Lake just talked about him. Hi, mate. I'm sat in the car. The best game I've watched in a long time. Absolutely brilliant. But Richarlison is on fire. Yeah, I was listening to it driving here to the ETIHAD. I'm at the ETIHAD now, Cal. So I was listening to that in the car. Great win for you guys. What a win. 3-1. So hopefully Ferguson can keep that up. Maybe it's just that first game reactionary, full of fight and energy, but that's what you need. It sounded like today you went fully at it, absolutely fully at it, to really get stuck into Chelsea. So well done for the 3 points, mate. Everton still going down. Ooh, Yokohama Marinos. Everton won against Chelsea. Congrats. What a surprise it was. But guys, listen. This is Andy from Man City Fan TV. I'm live at the Etihad. And I just need to make a couple of business calls. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way over to the stadium where we'll start doing our usual stuff where we interact with all the City fans, maybe some United fans, get some fan cams up on the channel. And yeah, we'll be back later. Whether we do a live vlog, I'm not too sure. Because as you know, Wi-Fi is crap at the Etihad, if I'm honest. It's very unpredictable. Good luck. Take care, David O'Brien. Laporte is ready. He'll be ready. Not yet. End of January. If you want to get 3 points predictions in before, come on, City. Take care, Craig. Have a good one, Blues. You are rocking today. Your presentation is up there with Mark Goldbridge. Thank you very much. Stay safe, mate, Alex. Sterling, Jesus and Mahrez, 3-1 Rashford. I'll take that all day long, Lankow, without a shadow of a doubt. Duck off. I am going to. Take care, Blues. Having a live stream later. All depends. It just depends on what we don't want to do is, on a couple of occasions this season, what we started a live stream and then it starts, and that's not what we really want for the channel because it's bobbins, if I'm honest, or garbage. So if we're going to do it, we're going to have to make sure that the live stream, we might come live for the team news announcement, something like that, and we'll come live when the news is announced. But Kiam is ready to rock and roll and get the fan cams and everything else and post-match stuff out. But we will do a live stream at some point maybe even after the game, once everything's died down, because after the game it's rush, getting fan cams and everything else, and it's just very busy time. So he's not in town, no, he's still in Canada. He's coming over for Christmas for the Sheffield game, so Kiam will be over then. But he's up now, probably just got up at his time, early hours of the morning, so he's getting himself set up, ready for all the fan cams going on the channel. So big thanks to Kiam for putting all those out. But anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Thank you so much for tuning in and all your questions and comments and interactions. Tell kids to stop diet juice. We can't, mate. I'm still doing 2 a day, and then I'm having a vegetarian meal in the evening, but I'm still doing my morning, afternoon stuff, and then just on a veggie at the moment, because I needed to. I was getting too lightheaded and headaches and feeling tired and everything else and things like that. So but I am off the meat, and I'm doing pure veggie until I go away next Sunday to Latvia. So, and then that's it for me. I'm going to try and eat veggie right up until Christmas, and then I am going to absolutely blast it Christmas dinner. That turkey is getting it big style. But anyway, listen, what was that? Kiam's just sent me a message there. I don't know what it was. Sounds horrible. No, it's not actually horrible. It's actually good. It's actually really good for you. I've been really surprised, because I like my meat. I like any meat, really, any type of meat, chicken, beef, pork, you name it. But it's actually, I have felt better, because I'm now on, I can't remember, I'm now on day, what's today's date? 7th. I think I'm on about day 18, 19. Without any meat. I tell a lie, I did have one night, I do apologise, I did have one night when I had a little tiny bit, but I do feel better for not having it. But I am only doing it solely because it's going to make Christmas dinner absolutely amazing. So health issues, no, it was a challenge by Kiam to go on greens, and I've been having like 2 greens a day, juice drinks, which is just full of like celery, kale, apples, lemon, ginger, what else is in it? I can't remember. Cucumber. So it's just that's a full juice. Another one of those in the afternoon. Then in between, I've been having like a red juice, so that's all like oranges, apples, tangerines, watermelon, blackberries, blueberries and strawberries and things like that. So I've been mixing it up, so I've had a bit of sweet and a bit of sort of sour, and I felt great. But I've just lately, the last sort of 4 or 5 days, I've had to have evening meals because I've just felt too, like that with it. So yeah, I felt really good. So anyway, trying to be in the back seat, baby. Come on, you go. Yeah, so it's good. So yeah, I'm still having my evening meals, which is great. Anyway, I'm sure I'm boring you to death now with juice diets and things like that. But yeah, I'm still on that until I finish it next Sunday. Sunday is when I finish it. But I'm gonna still try and eat vegetarian until Christmas. Take beer for me, Andy. City win, United lose. Where's Martin? He should be around soon. Is Ruiz on a diet? No, it looks like he's put a stone on, hasn't he? After lose a load of weight, he's put a right load of weight on. So what do people say when that verse end? What's that? Sorry, I don't know what that means. But anyway, 1 and 2 and 3. Eggs, cheese, milk is permissible for protein. The purpose of being a vegan is that no, I'm not vegan. I'm not vegan. So I can still have eggs, still have cheese. Though I'm not having cheese if I'm that bothered. Is hat weighed 10 probably. No, I'm not vegan. I'm vegetarian. I'm just not eating any meat. I'm still eating, everything else in moderation. But anyway, that's my diet. That's the Man City Fan TV live diet. Dirty vegan. Anyway, This is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Thank you for all the pre-match questions and everything else. I'm going to go now. I'm just going to make some business calls. Then I'm going to meet Martin in about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Man City food tips, yeah, over at the Etihad Stadium. But take care. We'll be back. Don't forget, if you've not seen it, check out the pre-match video I did with Nuruddin, who has done videos for the United stand, and he's always on the fan cams and things like that, and does podcasts. So really interesting video. If you at a loose end, got nothing to do, go and watch it. It's really good. The new phase is flexitarian. So Mrs. tells me, okay, or well, maybe there you go, flexitarian. But anyway, take care. Watch out for the pre-match fan cams, the live vlogs, post-match stuff. And all I'm going to say is 3 points. That's all that matters today. But a good performance and a good win would just make it even sweeter. All the best, guys. Come on, City.